This video is intended to demonstrate how to mask bits from integer addresses and use them to trigger alarms. The first thing to do is to define a tag which will be linked to an address in the PLC. In this example, you see that we have 3 tags defined. The next step is to link a tag to an address. We're going to use word address number 40001 in the Modbus protocol. To do that, we go to Devices. We enable the Modbus protocol. You define a node, which is a PLC, which the data will be coming from. It's at this location here under Edit Devices Points that you defined the PLC address that is going to be linked to a tag. Next, we define the alarms. To access the bits of it, you simply follow the name of the tag with the designation of the bit you want to use. In this case, we have 3 alarms defined from the pressure alarms address: bit 1, bit 3, and bit 7 for low, low, high, high, and high conditions. In this example, we created a display to use the alarm view control to list active alarms, show the values of the individual bits, and created buttons to toggle their values. To show the application running, we go to Run, Startup, and click on the Run Startup button, which we already have done. So here's the project running. Here we see the buttons used to toggle the individual bits. Bit 1, bit 3, and bit 7. We show the values of the bits here. We also show the word value. So when we toggle bit 1 off, which was a low, low alarm, we get that alarm message. When we toggle bit 3, we get the high, high alarm message, and we see this was also set to require acknowledgement, which we'll do simply by double clicking on it. Finally, we show bit 7 being turned on, and we get the high alarm for that. So finally, we'll toggle all of these back to their original conditions, and all the alarms are gone. So in essence, in order to use the bits from a word address or an integer address, you define the tag, you link it to the address under Edit Devices Points, and then under the alarms, you start defining the alarms using the tag name and then specifying the individual bits. One last thing to note, although we have 3 tag names here, remember it's in FactoryStudio that we only count the tag name linked to real-world I/O in this instance in determining the number of points that you're using in your project. If we go to Info, Project, Version, you see we have 3 tags and 1 communication points. So although we're using multiple tags, it's only the communication point that counts in determining the level of product you're using. Thank you for joining us for this brief video. If you have any other questions, feel free to give us a call at 855-TATSOFT. That's 855-828-7638.